Today I wanted to share a small amount of good news for people in the UK. It seems there's a new discount magazine in the works, Warhammer 40k Imperium. Hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics, where today we're just talking about the news of this new magazine release. So Warhammer 40k Imperium looks like a magazine in the exact same style as Warhammer Conquest, which had a run that was tying in with the start of 8th edition. Warhammer Conquest was basically a weekly magazine. It cost £8 per month, and each week it usually came with a fairly generous amount of miniatures for the amount of price that you paid for it. Some of the issues were a little bit hit or miss. Sometimes you might get paints that weren't quite as much as the magazine cost, but the vast majority of the time you could get some really decent deals. The first one in particular was absolutely spectacular. It was sold as a massive loss leader for only £2 and got you 3 intercessors, a couple of paints and also a paintbrush. Possibly one of the cheapest deals of Warhammer Games Workshop has ever done. There were plenty of other really good ones though. There was a Redemptor for only half the price that you'd normally get, an issue that contained an attack bike that I picked up one of, and they often had the Primaris characters included in an £8 issue. Not too bad when they usually cost around about £20 direct from Games Workshop. Of course, Warhammer Conquest was Death Guard vs Space Marines. You did get some paints and terrain included, but that was the main gist. It does appear that Warhammer 40k Imperium is Marines against Necrons, though it is quite intriguing that on the logo they also have symbols for the Admech and the Sisters of Battle. It might well be that some of the issues will revolve around those factions, which could only be good news for them. Compared with Conquest, it seems that the price has gone up a tiny bit. It's now £2.99 for the first issue, and regular issues will be £9. I strongly suspect it will work as before. You can either sign up for the full subscription where you get all of them, or you'll be able to pick and choose individual issues to buy, which is the route that I went down last time. I would be aware though that's a bit less reliable for getting any one issue though, to be honest. The popular ones with the massive discounts did tend to sell out very, very quickly, and it did mean that I missed out on a couple that I otherwise would have gladly picked up. Unfortunately, Warhammer Conquest was only limited to the UK, though it has had runs in various other countries since. I believe it's still ongoing in Germany, for example. Unfortunately for people stateside, it still hasn't been released in the USA. Seems a real shame considering how popular I'm sure it would be. To be honest though, whether or not you actually buy the miniatures, in general it will drive down the prices for second-hand markets, things like eBay, as they'll tend to get absolutely flooded with some of the miniatures that other people might not want, or other people might have even bought to resell. It does mean that if you're looking to pick up some of the miniatures from the Indomitus box, you might be able to do so even more cheaply once these things start to drop. So the main question is what we're actually going to get in this magazine then. At the moment it hasn't been officially announced, but a few images and details have started to leak online, including this rather helpful picture of the first 4 issues. It would appear that issue 1 at least has the Primaris Lieutenant in it. Rather unhelpfully the contents are just out of shot, so I don't know if we're getting something else like say a Necron Overlord as well. It looks like issue 2 is going to be some Necron Warriors, issue 3 some Assault Intercessors, and then issue 4 is looking very good indeed. It looks like there's 3 Scorpec Destroyers in that one, not at all bad for just £9. I'll certainly be interested to see what other things come out down the line. If you're looking at picking up any specific kits for Marines and Necrons, it's well worth keeping your eye out for other news of this magazine and what sort of kits it might have in it. You might be able to pick up a few miniatures that you wanted at a bit of a cheaper price if you just look out for a few good issues. So anyway, it's quite nice to see some other cheap ways to get people's hands on Warhammer. I'll certainly be looking on with interest at this magazine, and I'll certainly be looking up to pick up a few issues if it does look like they're a good deal. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on the release down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video and you'd like to keep up with Games Workshop's releases, feel free to subscribe to Auspex Tactics, where I certainly try and keep abreast of things in addition to the normal channel's tactics content. Finally, if you have enjoyed the video and would like to help support the channel, I would just like to mention that I do have a Patreon page which is down in the video description. It's what allows me to spend the time to keep these videos coming quite so regularly, so if you are enjoying a lot, any support is massively appreciated. The link's down in the video description if you're interested, and there are a bunch of benefits and rewards to being a member. The link is down in the video description below. In any case, a massive thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.